Welcome to Behind the Deal. It's so nice to be here again. I'm your co-host, Lisa Carlyle, with Hayleigh Beach. And as you'll see, we're doing a little bit differently. We're presenting it differently, and we're really excited to see how this goes and how it lands with you. We have a really interesting topic today. Why are real estate suppliers, such as Hayleigh and myself, so scared of real estate agents?
It's true. It is true, isn't it?
Yeah. When we both came up with this topic, we both, we had a few topics in mind, but this was the one we both landed on and agreed on unequivocally, because I think it's a really interesting topic.
Yeah.
And not only for suppliers, but even vendors. I think it's a great, juicy topic to get into.
Well, it's a challenge that we all have, right? Mm-hmm. Initially, especially when we're starting out. And I think that there'll just be a lot of elements to it that people can relate to and know that they're not alone and that we all go through this journey.
Yeah.
And we still go through the journey.
It gets easier, I have to say.
And of course, how you kind of come back around and realize that some things that you were scared of in the starting out stages are just unnecessary.
Yeah. 100%.
So I guess start with your journey. Let's talk about our own instances of, I guess, what we used to do when we used to market ourselves. How did you get an agent on board?
At the very beginning, we were sort of just after COVID, so the market was really hot. So luckily we had a great start. So I didn't have to do too much legwork to begin with. But every time an agent would call me, I would get nervous, my knees would shake. I never felt, almost I didn't feel worthy at the start because I was just starting out. Here you are dealing with people's biggest investment, mostly.
Yes.
And an agent who's been in the industry for 25 years, and you just don't feel on the same level.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing for me.
Absolutely. It is very much, okay, they're on the phone now. You don't know what the make or break thing that you're going to say might be.
Yes.
Like price, obviously that's a big contender. But, is there something, your turnaround time, what is it that's going to be that's going to have you discounted? To know that in that one phone call or conversation, however it transpires, could be the make or break, but it also dictates how that relationship flourishes, which is probably more important than the loss for saying something that you believe in or something that respects your boundaries.
Yeah, so you're setting the bar almost and the expectations.
Yes, because there is that level of, I don't know if you want to say desperation, but there is that level of, well, you've taken this on, you're running a business now, and it's only going to be successful if you're able to convince people that you're the person for the job.
Yes. Well, it's like going for a job, in an interview in a way. It's, because there are an abundance of photographers out there and staging businesses and so forth. So you are in that kind of interview stage at the beginning, I think, until you start to build a rapport and build a relationship, and you're like, okay, now I know the play. So starting out is really, really tricky. I think another point to it too, and am I the only one that sees this, but real estate agents have almost become celebrity-like.
Yes.
Is that just me? Their faces are on the fronts of boards.
Yeah.
They're on the back of buses. My sister was on the back of a bus for many months, years.
Yeah.
So there's that as well.
I think that there is in sales, unfortunately, a bit of a hangover of an ego that comes with it.
Yeah.
And it is in real estate. I wouldn't say it's everywhere in real estate, but these people certainly are confident, and they have like a power kind of position. What they're channeling is what we need to more of at the beginning. And it takes time to get that level of confidence and the sort of grit to, because of course there's so much rejection. And I don't know about you, but the rejection I've had is often silent. So my way of approaching my agents when I first started was some going in, and I got some pretty little brochures printed in colour, and I would look nice for the day, and I'd go and drop into offices. And I know that lots of photographers do that, and that's definitely a way of getting in the door. But what I sort of understand more now is that quite often that just lands straight on the desk of the receptionist and doesn't necessarily get passed backwards to the offices. And also the agents themselves aren't seeing you. It's just the receptionist. And they very rarely have any decision-making power. So whilst you're spending all of this money on, marketing, if you're only leaving it at the front desk, it's not necessarily going to get very far.
100%.
And there's this constant dance.
Totally.
And you don't want to be a pest.
You don't want to be a pest.
But unfortunately, as I'm hearing now, as I understand now, agents are busy humans.
Well, that's what I was about to say. We know how busy they are.
Right. When you're
never off the phone.
Exactly. When you're in the industry and when you see it all happening, you then start to realise these people are either non-stop on the phone. And so if you're hammering emails, and I get told by agents I work with now, they are flooded daily.
Yes.
With all suppliers. And we're not talking the ones that are immediately at the forefront of our sales campaigns, like stagers, photographers, floor plan artists, copywriters, videographers. I'd say they're probably the top 5 campaign related.
Yes.
But there's also the signboard people. There are cleaners for the rentals. There are painters and decorators and handymen, and this whole other network of suppliers that aren't necessarily related to the campaign.
Yes.
But they are related to real estate, and they all want a piece of this real estate agent's work.
Absolutely.
So they're inundated.
So you can understand.
Yeah.
And so that's why, it's even, for us, it's more of, you think, oh, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to kind of, I'm sure they know who I am. I'm sure they've seen me on social media.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've Googled and we come up in, the first 3. That'll be enough.
Yes.
But it really isn't. I know myself as a business owner, if someone wants something from me because they've loved what I've done or love the business and our philosophy, I'm quite chuffed.
Yeah.
So I never think of it as a burden. I just think, like I had a rug supplier call me the other day and she called me, I answered, and she said, I'm Janice from blah, blah, blah. And she said, I've had a look at your Instagram. I see what kind of rugs you're using. I've even had a look at your warehouse and see, she zoomed in and seen where we store them.
Yeah.
And I was just impressed. Of course, I met her for lunch.
Yeah.
A week later.
Yeah.
Which is a whole hour of my time.
Absolutely. And why wouldn't you? Because again, this just shows that she is hungry for your business, not desperate, but she is motivated, I should say, rather.
Yep.
She's got motivation because she's identified you. And I think that that's the key in business now. And what I understand of the journey that I've taken is that you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. And it's like you can show somebody how invested you are in their business, and they'll give, if they're a respectable business person, they'll give you the time of day. If they're not, that's okay too. But you've also then got to know when to not expend any more time on it.
Yes.
So if she sort of kept pestering you and you didn't actually know that she was going to all of these extents,
yes,
it would just sound like it's a what's in it for me kind of deal.
100%.
But you
she's
can
done
see
the
that
work.
she's connected.
Yeah.
She's aligned. And
Yeah.
I think finding people that you align with in business is...
It's what we all want, because it's an ecosystem of
Yes.
what's going to serve us all.
Absolutely. And then do you find, and I know for me, this is now been what's propelled my business the way it has, is that the majority of clients that I've taken on have been through word of mouth recommendations now. And so, and I think that speaks a lot to the relationship that you develop with your agents.
Yeah.
And it might not be that case for everybody, but again, a transactional service might produce transactional results. But I think the more consultative and the more intertwined you are, and the more you show your agents, from my perspective, is that they will talk. Like, I've had a referral which has won me an entire office, whereby a vendor was serving a real estate agent that I currently shoot for, was serving her in a grocery store. And the topic came up about the fact that she was stressed that her house hadn't sold. And so the agent, as the lady's beeping her stuff through the conveyor, said, well, what's your address? So she looked and she saw the photos, and she said, that's your problem. This is why your house isn't selling, because you're in a good location. The photos were that bad that it just wasn't a house that you'd want to click into.
Sure.
It might be in your price range, but it just, everything about it was just a little bit stale looking. And so this agent said, who's your agent? You need to call your agent and tell them you want new photos, and tell them they've got to call Hayleigh. And so I went along to this new shoot, and of course this new agent was like kind of almost nervously kind of going, let's see what you can do here, because I'm about to lose this listing.
Yeah, sure.
The
so they really
authority was
agent.
Winding down.
Yeah, right.
So they thought, no, we'll give it to the same. Keep with the same agent. And so so this other agent's the new agent's there, and she's like, oh, I don't really know you. And so I obviously went in and did the thing that I do, the way I do it. And the vendor was there, and she was quite stressed. And she said, I don't know what you're going to do, but, she really had gotten to a point where she was so tired of the house not gaining much interest, no doors, feet through the doors, that she was like, I don't know what else to do. And I just said, are you okay if I move stuff? And she said, yeah, okay. Anyway, then she was pottering around, getting all stressed and disappearing. And 5 minutes later, she walked back into the lounge and she swore at me, which made the agent, her eyes pop.
Yeah.
But she said, what the F have you done?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, and I kind of like looked at her, looked at the agent's looking at me like, what's going to happen? And she said, oh my God, I effing love you. I've never thought of having my furniture this way. What have you done? And it was just as simple as adjusting a few couches, arranging a bookshelf a bit more tidily. And like, it literally wasn't like 20 minutes of my time. It was 5 minutes.
Yeah, wow.
And as soon as she said that agent's face, I just knew it was like, ting, she's our new photographer, because she instantly went from like, I'm about to lose this listing to this woman is transformed.
We have hope now. Yeah.
And of course the photos went out. The rest of the campaign was far more successful. They sold the house within the authority time. So, I guess word of mouth. I wouldn't have got that agent.
No.
I hadn't even thought about approaching that agent. And yet here I am now, and I've got the whole office and repeat work. Yeah. And it's all off the basis of another agent from a competing brand in a different suburb. Yeah. Just saying, use Hayleigh.
Yeah.
And
recommendations, I mean, they're gold. They really are.
They really, really are.
You know, you and I've recommended each other.
Yes.
And, you know, people's ears prick up when you do. They may not be ready, but that will be, you know, you would be their next port of call.
Yes. And I also think that I think you and I work similarly in the priority of the relationship with a vendor, with an agent.
Yeah.
And I think from that relationship, it builds a lot of trust.
Yeah.
And then you actually become like a stakeholder in the business as such.
Yeah, true.
In terms of, you know, is something doing them an injustice that they can't see because often they might be too close to it. And so you'll find a lot of my agents as well will trust me. Just they don't ask me. I have some agents who will tell me what angles to shoot and it's like, okay, you know, I'll just take that and okay, or I'll explain why I'm not going to shoot that way.
Yes.
But you know, other agents are just, I trust you. Even down to the amount of photos. If you think we need more, we need more.
And that just creates this beautiful flow of success.
Right.
You know, same with vendors and agents. I know all the agents. I know that the minute the vendor's micromanaging, there's this kind of like
sticky
blockage.
Point.
Yeah. So same goes for us and the agent. You know, the agents that just text and go, turn up at this address or call this number.
Yes.
And we'll take it from there. I don't know about you. Do you deal with the the vendor directly?
Not a lot.
You wouldn't as much.
No,
but
only at the shoot.
We do probably 70% deal with the agent, the vendor directly.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's just another thing off their plate. They love that. But again, they wouldn't recommend somebody they didn't trust was going to call or stay in touch and handle them as beautifully as they do.
Exactly right.
I think that's a massive,
it's a weight.
A massive weight off their shoulders. But a really important part of our job.
Well, that's the value, I think, right? Yeah. And it's quite hard sometimes to validate why an agent should use you when you're starting out. So if we get back to our original, 100%. You know, us being scared of agents, it's really understanding, I think, from the get-go, what's going to be your point of difference.
Yes.
And even this week, I'd reached out to an agent that another agent again had said to me, I think this guy would be a really good match for you.
Yeah.
So give him a call, give him a reach out. And so I did. I connected via Instagram and I said, oh, my friend, another agent has told me to reach out to you. And, you know, his response was, great, no worries, send me through your pricing. And for me, it's like, oh, it's that old chestnut again.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm more than just my pricing.
Yes.
And I really want to meet with my agents because you've got to meet the person to understand whether or not you follow the same sort of principles. Whether exactly right. And then your passion and your energy will come through to show them that you are more than just spinning out a few photos for a certain dollar figure. Yes. There's so much more value, and the value that understanding when you're starting out in business, what your point of difference is beyond the obvious, beyond the service you provide, the end result, the product, and beyond your pricing and how cheap or whatever. Value doesn't mean cheap.
No.
And so understanding that whatever your price tag is, what does that encompass overall?
Yeah.
And understanding that the value you provide is, for me, it's my consultative approach. And it's about being flexible. It's about actually knowing what I know and being strong enough to communicate something, even if it goes against what a stage has put in the room.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this before, and it's, you know, something that might look really good for staging and the flow of people walking through a house during an open. Perfect.
Yeah.
But it might not photograph
That's
well.
Right.
So, moving things, knowing that an agent might be going, why are you moving that? Because the stage has just put that there, and being able to say, no, it's okay. And I'm going to put it back.
Yes.
But, whereas I think, a lot of starter outers are so scared to do any of that.
Yes.
They are literally just providing that very basic service, which has less value.
Exactly. And I was just going to say on that point, because, you pointed out what is our point of difference? Where is the value holistically?
Yes.
However, when you're starting out, you really don't know what your point of difference is because you haven't really stepped into the arena yet.
Yeah.
So it's just like, just give me a go,
It's just give me a go. It's different mindsets, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very much, it comes with experience. And so again, going back to that conversation that I had where he asked me about the pricing and I sent it to him, but I said to him, the consultative approach I take pride in is that these are my standard prices.
Yeah.
But a conversation with you to understand how you run your sales campaigns would allow me to tailor something specifically to how you run your...
Perfect.
And if that in of itself doesn't show the commitment I'm ready to present in doing the right thing by them, in it being a collaborative and a reciprocal arrangement, it's different to me saying, which I did do, 6 years ago, you'll get 30 photos. Yeah. You'll get a floor plan. I couldn't even do floor plans very well back then at all. Yeah. They would take me days to draw up. And I'm thinking, if I get more than 4 jobs in a week, I'm not going to sleep.
And this is the thing. What we start to soon realise is the sustainability of all of that. And as you said, reciprocity. I mean, no relationship will survive without it. Whether it's professional, personal, it's a balance, right?
It really is.
So if there's something in it for you, there has to be something in it for me and vice versa. Otherwise it's going to fall over.
Very quickly.
So whenever I'm doing business, of course, sometimes you sort of want to, you want to challenge, you want to sort of see where you can refine the price maybe for whatever reason, if I'm buying some stock or whatever. But at the same time, if there's nothing in it for them, they're going to be falling over very soon and then I'll have nothing.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yes. It's like the discounts, I think, if you're...
Yes.
For me, I don't know.
That up.
Yeah, great. Look at that. It's like we're channeling.
Yeah, here we are.
We're channeling. But I find that, I often get weaved into the sob stories of a person's reason for sale.
Oh, yeah.
And then for some reason, I have to carry the burden of either free photography or discounted, or they only want to spend $200, but they want to sell a $4 million house.
Yes.
But their business is gone. Their business is folding in Melbourne. Yes. They're really stressed. Now they've had to sell one of their 6 houses. I don't know about you, but
I think you do know about me.
But I now, in the early days, I would have said, well, sure, because I feel like that would have gained me back then. I thought, oh, well, they're going to respect me for doing that, and
they're going to think I'm a nice person.
They're going to think I'm a nice person, so they're probably going to use me again. Yeah. All the justifications for, you owe them this. Yeah. Versus now going, well, if I did do that too frequently, the expectation is that I'm going to do it for the next guy that's got the problem. Yeah. And then when can I say no? And if I say no, then are they then going to dump me? Because some agents are truly fickle and they will absolutely turf you if you charge a cancellation fee when you've driven to the house and knocked on the door and nobody's home and they've gone to Bali for the weekend with the key in the suitcase, right?
Come on, Hayleigh.
You're saying that doesn't happen? But then there's the whole, if I don't say yes, Or if I say, look, I'm not going to meet you there. Let's meet in the middle with something. Then it actually, I feel, has you, puts you in a position where you are more respected for holding your ground. But also quickly weeds out the ones that you don't necessarily want to work with.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know why there still is the gall of some agents, and I even hear some agents catching themselves. They're like, oh, this happened and then that happened, and you think, okay, you're going to angle for a freebie or something, and then they go, oh, of course, none of that's your problem.
I don't even get that.
Right? You don't?
I just get they bought during COVID, they're selling now, and they're losing money. And so again, and this is the biggest issue, I think, right now. Especially right now, is that a lot of people did buy just after COVID and they're having to sell now.
Yeah.
Because of our wonderful government and everything else.
Wonderful budget.
But again, it really, as much as we will do our best to help, we can't compromise we're all feeling it, and we can't afford to compromise our business.
Yes.
Or otherwise we won't be here.
Exactly right.
It's as simple as that.
And I've actually said, or, switching things out or around, or, whatever it might be that's either costing me time or money. So I'm a bit cheeky.
Are you?
Sometimes.
That's why I love you.
Sometimes. So when I'm being pushed on the price, if I am ever pushed on the price, I kind of just let it slide. Like, so are you doing this for zero commission?
Aha. Oh, you are cheeky. I haven't used that one yet.
Right? Because, and this is where, I think that, why is it the supplier that does get lumped?
Yeah.
Like, and yes, the agent may be doing it for a reduced commission. I understand that they do put the squeeze on, but it still needs to be brought back to the relevance of what, in my case in particular, I know your services are more costly, but of course they also bring with it a greater return.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily comparable, but for my meager few $100s versus an agent's commission of tens of thousands, where's it going to give, and why is it that the photographer in this instance has to do something
to compromise
absolutely
herself.
stripped back, but still has the weight of needing to make sure I make an impactful campaign,
and that's
for the first impression.
So of course everyone has a budget, and sure there may be an opportunity for a conversation about how can you lower the price without it affecting your margin. As a stager, can you leave the bedrooms out and just do the lounge room and
more customized
study? How can I customize this so that it's still a win-win?
Yes,
for everybody concerned.
Yes.
And I'm sure with your photos it's the same. Like, it could be just that you offer them 10 instead of 30 or whatever. But at the end of the day, I had this conversation with a vendor yesterday. They asked if I could, if they could leave their drum kit in the,
because that would go so well.
In the lounge room.
And not even in a garage.
I mean, exactly. I did have a couple of lounge rooms, but, this was a formal lounge room, and it was near the entry of the house. So,
oh gosh, first impressions.
Well, that's what I said. Yes. I didn't patronise them or anything. Of course, I don't want to do that because he was genuinely just concerned. Well, he likes to play the drums in that room, and he's still living there. His priorities
are different to
yours. And it's a pain in the bum because it was a full setup band type arrangement. It wasn't just a drum; it was microphones and all sorts of amps and things. And I said, "Look, you can leave it there. Do you want the best price for this house though? And do you want it to sell as quickly as possible?"
Yep.
The answer is yes. Then yes, you need to move the drum kit.
Yeah.
And when you explain it like that, and it's really not having go, it's just, okay.
Yeah.
And I had another one recently, same thing. And it's been mostly men, I think, because they just don't, they're like, they can see past the drum kit or they'll
whatever. Appreciate it or something.
Yeah, exactly. But women kind of usually have a little bit more getting rid of the drum kit.
Yeah, it's like you're reducing your sort of market share of interested eyeballs.
Yes.
To a very small number.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing. You want to it's about broadening the span of people that you want to be attracted to your house at the end of the day. Yeah. But sometimes, you know, and I'm not saying this to make fun of anybody, but you know, and I think if we all understand that, then we're all going to succeed.
Yeah, and having that ability to be delicate in how you word it.
Yes.
You know, but I'll say, look, I don't mean to offend you.
Yes.
There is no offense meant, but we're not selling you.
Yeah.
We're selling the home.
Yes.
And we want this to be as neutral as possible. We don't want people to be distracted by something that could be either divisive or just
polarizing.
I'm here to get the most amount of people through the door for this agent. I'm working on behalf of you to make your house look as good as
100%.
I can.
Yeah.
So that it sells for you and still makes the agent look good as well.
Yeah.
Consistency in what the agent expects their level of photography to be at.
100%. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's all of that confidence
that
you gain.
You gain over 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
Over 5 or 6 years. And, you know. and now I guess we're both in a position where we've kind of arrived at knowing that, there's still work to do. There's still more learning.
Yeah.
There's still more evolving to take place. But for the most part, you are respected by the clients that you work with.
Yeah.
You're making an impact without you even knowing.
Yeah, because now you're the celebrity.
Yes. And actually, it's funny you say that. I'm now in this position where I'm repeatedly getting emails from people who want to work for me.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. From photographers.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And so it's like, oh, we've looked at your work. We love your work. I'd love to, you know, do you need any second shooters?
Yeah, great.
And it's like, oh,
that's cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get that because I'm a staging business and of course we need workers, but as a photographer, you're usually just a one-man band.
Yeah.
So what a compliment that is to you to have people who actually just want to be around your energy.
Yep.
I think that's a real compliment.
Yeah. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, it all comes back around.
Yeah, it does.
But I wouldn't say I'm scared of agents anymore.
No.
And they're not really that scary. I think they've just got, for some of them, a vision that they want, a reputation that they want to uphold.
Yes.
And they are quite guarded and considered over what are you going to bring to the table.
Yes. Well, because they are the representative. It's their job to make the whole campaign work.
Exactly.
And it's a lot
Without them, we don't
shoulders.
have a job.
No. At the end of the day, when I first started, I'm like, who's my client, the vendor or the agent? Clearly, of course, you do get some vendors direct, but it's the agent you want to be working with.
Yeah.
And build that relationship and have a great time together doing it and have this, you start to get to know whether they're a texter, whether they're a caller, whether they're a DMer or an emailer, whether
last
they just
minute or lots of prepreparation.
Cryptic messages or some with long messages. Yeah, exactly. And ones who will forgive you and ones who won't.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's that learning. It's like any relationship, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah, and being discerning in that. But no, I would no longer say that I'm afraid of agents either.
No.
I think the one thing that probably the other point to why we may be a little disconcerted sometimes is because they're master negotiators.
Yes.
That is their job. So they're amazing at it.
Yes.
We're not, we may not be. And I wouldn't say
we just
I
make
was.
things look pretty.
Exactly. I constantly say that. I just wanted to do this to make houses look great.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I didn't learn how to be a salesman.
I don't want to have to sell myself.
Yeah, or negotiate. So I think that's where sometimes I've had to learn, you know, and at the end of the day, if you say yes once, you're probably going to have to say it again. So it is that, okay, I'll do you a favour this time.
This time. Be
But
very
that's it.
clear.
Yeah.
Very clear.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's the same with our suppliers.
Yes.
Sometimes I'll have to ask for a favour with our transport company.
Yeah.
And again, they often say no, and it's like, oh, you know, you're kicking the dirt. But occasionally they'll go, look, we'll do it for you this time.
Yeah. And I think if you have that relationship though as well, that you know that you're going to get that repeat business.
Yes, exactly.
Then you're going to get that give. I think it's just the lots of giving in the start is where you've got to be really mindful.
Yes.
Do a little bit before, like let it be reciprocal. Don't let it all be one-sided.
No, 100%.
We
great
live and we
conversation.
learn.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Well, hopefully that's been of some
Some help to
value as well
That
to
would be good.
yeah.
To not only agents, but to people starting out in the industry as service providers. I think
And people who have been servicing the industry and who haven't learnt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
There are people out there that just are still, you know, many, many years in.
Yeah. Saying yes to things that really
Still saying
doesn't
yes.
serve them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, something will give. And unfortunately, it won't be good. No. Every favour, I reckon nearly every favour I've done that it's really stretched me, something bad has happened.
Always.
Yeah.
The more you do for something, always for me as well.
Yeah.
It's
and that's
always
just the universe
backfired.
saying,
Yes.
here's your consequence.
And I'll tell you what as well, every time that I've extended myself without even being asked.
Yes.
I just, you know, maybe liked a vendor and we've had a good conversation during the shoot or whatever. And I throw in a couple of extra photos sometimes because I just feel like the space needs it. Right. Yeah. And I don't charge for those extra photos because it's like on me. They're the times when I get can you do all this extra editing? Or they didn't actually like the angle of this. Can you? And you just go.
Yeah, it's that take a mile.
You know, and it's always when I've just been giving of my own accord.
Yeah, I know. It is. I always say it is nature tapping us on the shoulder.
Rebalance.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even the vendor's fault. I think nature or the universe pushed the vendor to do it to teach us the lesson. Yeah. So no more.
No more.
And at the end of the day,
do what you got to do.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, like I said at the very start, this is most people's biggest investment. No one wants a doormat working for them on this. No one wants a pushover.
Yeah.
As much as they'll try and push the boundaries.
Yes.
As you said, the minute you stand up to those boundaries, the respect is there.
They engage the professional.
Exactly.
They get
and
the professional
structure
service.
and it's solid and it's reliable.
Yeah. 100%. It is not about them leading. They're paying us and they're leading us.
Exactly.
They're paying us because they know
we're the professional.
We are the professionals that are going to deliver.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you just got to know that.
100%.
Takes a bit of work, but
does. But life's a journey.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been fun.
It's been so good. Thanks, Hayleigh.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah,
and
that's us.
Any questions, please put them in the comments.
And comments.
Yeah.
Tell us what makes you scared of agents.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Do all the things.
Hype. Apparently that's a new one.
Hype.
A hype button on YouTube.
Oh, is there a hype
Are we on
button?
YouTube?
We will be. Yeah. Hype. Give us a hype on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can subscribe to us and follow us on Spotify when we post it there.
And our
all
Instagram page.
Yeah.
Behind the Deal.
That's it. We're done.
Thanks, guys.
High five.
High five. Thanks, Sally.
All righty.